injured player back, but it looks like Maxi's going to go here. Utah, their situation, they're in their first game back home off of a long 6-game road trip in 11 days. Generally, where side is concerned, we like to play against these teams in their first home game, but we're going to look at total here. That trip kind of took its toll on Utah at the end. 33 and 15-point losses to Brooklyn and the Knicks to finish that thing off after getting off to a decent start. The matchups here just don't favor Philly at all. The interior and these fast break points, when you check them out, first of all, without Embiid, the Sixers are small, right? Paul Reed's their only other 6'10 plus guy. Mo Bamba, 7 feet, just sits on the bench, generally a DNP coach's decision. I think he's only played 1 game on this road trip, and that was 19 minutes of garbage time when they were getting blown out by Portland. The Sixers have been out-rebounded every game in this road trip, and Utah just happens to be the number 1 rebounding team in the NBA. 4 legit guys, 6'10 or better. They bring energy guys off the bench, Walker Kessler, Kelly Olynyk. So they're in good shape here. And then if I look at fast break efficiency, Utah ranks 9th in the league. They're a high-scoring team, fast-paced team. But Philadelphia defensively is the worst fast break efficiency defense in the entire NBA. So a couple of things there don't add up for Philadelphia. Want to look at Utah's point scoring, especially at home, if we want to play over 121.5 here, and that the Sixers points allowed on this road trip. Before those last 2 games of the road trip Utah was on, where I mentioned they kind of looked fatigued, they had scored 134, 123, 124, 126, all better than what we're asked to score here tonight. So there's still a high-octane offense. Philly, in 4 games on this road trip, they've given up 134 to Indiana without Halliburton. Embiid played in that game. 130 to Portland. And they gave up 119 to Golden State, again with Embiid playing. And that was 30 minutes. If Embiid didn't play in that game, they would have gotten over 121. Jazz at home this month, 7 home games. Every single one, they've scored over 121.5. Jazz at home this season, 123.9 scoring average. Jazz at home as a home favorite. Doesn't happen often. Only 7 times this year. 132.7 points per game as a home favorite. And none of those games went to overtime. So it's not even skewed by OT. I think when you add it all up, guys, the metrics, the matchups, the current state of the Sixers, they all add up to Utah getting over 121. The game total's flying up, I think, because Maxey will likely go. Real quick here, Teddy, I'll give you a coach's quote on the way out here. Will Hardy of the Utah Jazz. I'm excited that we get to go home and have a practice. Just get back to work and do some of the things that are hard to do when you're on a long road trip. It's time to get back to Utah. I think they'll come out here and score against the 76ers team, who in the 5th game of a road trip probably just want to get home themselves.
Sure. I mean, did the Jazz practice? Because when we look at their schedule, this is what, their 6th game in 9 nights, 3rd and 4. They're at the, they had travel in every one of those games. Do we get a fresh Utah team here? Do we get a Utah team that's completely gassed after a long road trip, returning home, traveling time zones and all of that? Because that's my biggest worry about Jazz team total over tonight is a fatigued Utah team not bringing it for 4 full quarters.
Yeah, lucky for them, they're deep enough, Teddy, with the day off yesterday. And I don't know that you get a practice here. He didn't say if there was going to be a practice, but you might just get a glorified shoot around to protect guys' legs, to have them ready to go, energized here. So, again, they just seem to produce at home no matter what the circumstance. And Philly right now is a defensive shell with absolutely no rim protection and really no protection beyond the arc either. And they certainly don't want to run back on defense, as indicated by the fast break efficiency numbers, worst in the NBA.